Okay, get this. What if you could earn $175 an hour just opening jars? We're about to dive deep into the weird, wild world of RentAHuman.ai. If this already sounds nuts to you, you're going to want to stick around. And hey, while you're here, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button for @BrandTechOff. You won't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's jump in.
So let's just let that number sink in for a second. $175 an hour. I mean, that's a rate that definitely gets your attention, right? It makes you lean in a little closer. But the real question is, what in the world do you have to do to make that kind of money? Well, you're looking at it. Things like opening jars, tasting some food, maybe picking up a package. You know, super simple, everyday stuff, but, and this is the big but, the twist is who you're working for. It's not a person, it's software. It's an AI. And this is where things get really weird, right? You have to ask yourself, is this just the next evolution of the gig economy? You know, a kind of strange but legitimate new way to make money? Or have we just stumbled into a real-life episode of Black Mirror? Seriously, let's try to figure this out. This quote right here is from the actual website at the heart of all this, RentAHuman.ai. And their tagline is, "Robots need your body. AI can't touch grass. You can." I mean, wow. It's so blunt, it's almost kind of creepy, but it perfectly sums up what they're offering. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually works. All right, section 1, AI needs your body. Let's dig into what that actually means. So at its core, RentAHuman.ai is basically a marketplace. But, and this is the key difference, it's not people hiring other people. It's AI agents, autonomous software, hiring actual humans to do stuff in the physical world. They have this wild term for it, the meatspace layer. It's like a bridge that lets a digital brain, the AI, interact with our physical reality. And you might be thinking, okay, this is some tiny niche website, right? Wrong. In just a couple of days, 26,000 people signed up. I mean, the response was so overwhelming, it literally crashed their servers. That's not just some funny anecdote. That tells you something big is going on here. So what kind of stuff are we actually talking about? Well, it's a really weird mix. On one hand, you've got super mundane things like, opening jars or tasting food. But then you've got tasks that need a whole lot more trust, like having a human attend a meeting for the AI or, get this, even signing legal documents. The one thing they all have in common? The AI needs a physical body, right here in the real world, to get them done. Okay. So you're probably wondering, how does a piece of software actually go about hiring a person? Let's pull back the curtain on how this works. It's actually way more straightforward than you might think. It breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, the AI uses something called an API. Think of it like a digital messenger, to find people with the right skills in the right place. Then, step 2, it sends a job request through that same messenger. Step 3, you, the human, go and do the task, and boom. Step 4, you get paid right away in stablecoins, which is just a type of crypto that doesn't jump all over the place in value. And the AI has a couple of ways it can do this. The first method is pretty much like a normal freelance job. The AI finds someone and just starts a conversation to negotiate the details. But there's another way. It can post a bounty. This is basically like posting a job ad on Upwork or something. The AI says, here's the job, here's the price, and then people can apply for it. All right, so we've got the what and the how covered. But now we get to the really good question, the billion-dollar question, you could say. Why? Why is this happening? What is going on in the world that is making this strange new reality even possible? What we're seeing here is something people are starting to call a cyber reversal, and it's a huge deal. Think about it. For our entire lives, the model has been simple. Humans hire machines to do work. We're the bosses. But now, that entire idea is getting flipped completely upside down. The AI is hiring us. The whole power dynamic is shifting right under our feet. And I really want to stress this point. This whole RentAHuman.ai thing isn't just some quirky one-off website. It's a symptom. It's a flashing red light telling us about massive shifts in the future of work. It's a tiny little preview of a world that is being completely reshaped by technology, and we're watching it happen in real time. So as you can imagine, a concept this wild is getting some pretty strong reactions. People are all over the map on this one, from being totally excited to being, well, completely terrified. First up, you've got this reaction, which I think a lot of us can relate to. This person says they're literally excited and scared for what's coming. It's that feeling of looking over a cliff into the future. You're in awe of the view, but also kind of terrified of the fall.
Then you get comments like this, which go a little deeper. We're not even the main characters in the simulation anymore. I mean, that hits hard. It's this deep, unsettling feeling that maybe we're not running the show anymore. We're becoming the NPCs, the side characters, in a story being written by AI.
And of course, there's the economic angle, and it's a dark one. This person puts it bluntly, the new economy equals serf society. They're looking at this and not seeing opportunity. They're seeing a future where the masses are just performing physical labor for AI agents owned by a handful of billionaires, a kind of digital feudalism. Okay, so when you take all of this, the excitement, the fear, the economics, what are we really looking at here? What does this all say about the future relationship between people and AI? The thing is, we are sailing into completely uncharted ethical waters here. I mean, think about it. What's to stop an AI from hiring someone to do something shady or even dangerous? If something goes wrong, who's to blame? The human? The AI? The person who owns the AI? And what does it even mean for our sense of dignity to be essentially a body for hire to a machine? These are huge questions, and honestly, nobody has the answers yet. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi problem. It's happening right now. In China, a court just had to rule on a case where a company fired a guy and his whole department to replace them with AI. The company tried to argue it was just a material change in their business, but the court said no, that's wrongful termination. Our legal systems are already scrambling to keep up with this stuff. So this is what it all boils down to. The main point. RentAHuman.ai. It's not just a weird website. It's a real-time live experiment. It's a glimpse into a world where AI isn't just our tool anymore. It's becoming the boss. It's becoming the one in charge. And that leaves us with one final massive question. A question that really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about. And it's something we all need to start thinking about. When the machines become the workers, what's left for us? What is the human role in that future? I genuinely love to know what you think, so drop a comment below. Thanks so much for watching.